Ahoy there mateys, and welcome back to another video here in Windrose. Today I'm going to show you the updated progress in my pirate town here with a few new buildings, and most importantly I've done the interior for my giant epic tavern build that I did the other week. So yeah, if you want to follow along, I've recorded most of the process for the inside of the tavern. If you need some inspiration for your decorations, you can follow along. But first, we'll take a good tour of everything that I've added. I've added a little shop over there, and I've added the tailor right over here, just to add a few extra buildings to my town that is ever growing. Oh, and I also started on some shipwrecks up on the rock, where in the future I plan on building my lighthouse. As always, if you enjoy seeing these videos and you want to see more Windrose builds, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really do appreciate all the support, and feel free to leave your suggestions for future builds you'd really like to see down in the comments below. So yeah, back behind me here is the tailor's workshop, which I'm quite happy with. It's a fully wooden build, as you can see. Got a little marketplace here because, well, these goods are kind of related to the tailor, or at least a lot of them are. Then we have a nice workshop out here with all of the things that you might expect so that you can actually use it, but it also instantly works as some nice decorations for the workshop. And then you could add a bunch of storage here as well. I haven't done that quite yet, and it has a beautiful view over the rest of the town. The rest of the building is quite straightforward. We have some different layers here to explore, one being the living room over here, nice and cozy. A little balcony here out the back, and we also have a cozy bedroom over here for the tailor himself. And then all the way here we have a little deck to store some things. We have this staircase going up to this layer. Haven't done any interior for this one yet, but there's a decent amount of space up here as well. And we have another deck here to enjoy some views of our surroundings and of the rest of the town here. And then we have another staircase going all the way up to the top of the building, where we have the attic with another spacious room here, and of course the crane to haul in any goods that we might want to bring up to the attic. So yeah, quite a fun build. It's completely made out of wood, which is a little bit different than the other structures, but I'm very happy with the result, and I think it looks quite cool as a workshop. And it's quite nice just to add different buildings for all of the different professions. Then right over here we have a little shop that I added using mostly stone and the plaster structures, trying to play around a little bit with those more fancy looking structures. I know a lot of you are asking for like me doing a build with those, maybe a bigger villa, etc. So I started playing around with the structures a little bit to get myself familiar with them. But yeah, I made a little shop. In my case it's a little flower shop, not very piratey, but there's just so many nice decoration items for them that I figured it would make a lot of sense, and it actually blends in very nicely with the marketplace that I built last time. And yeah, it's a relatively simple little shop, but it's a nice design with this entrance looking quite cool with those pillars. And then of course you can walk into the shop, buy your flowers here, and then if we follow this way all the way to the back, we have a staircase going into the living quarters here. So we have a nice table to eat at, we have some cabinets, etc. all the way across the sides here, a nice bed, and even a bookcase over here with a bunch of stuff. So just a cozy little house to add to our ever-growing pirate town, which I think is definitely a nice addition. And then the main project that I've been working on was decorating the interior for the tavern. Now, at some point I decided to cave in finally after all this time and finally install some mods. So the first one I installed is the one that extends the range of the bonfire. Thank you for whoever suggested that. That was actually really helpful, and I can't believe I didn't do that earlier. Now the radius of my bonfire is just way bigger, meaning that I don't have to keep moving it around, which is what I was doing up until this point. But now I can just have every building be in the range, and I can have the worker right here assigned to this one and move around the town. And they actually move around a pretty big radius now because of that extended bonfire range, which is really nice because even though we don't have that many NPCs, you can see some of them walking around here and there. So definitely very helpful. And then another one that I installed was a mod that basically turns all the build structures into only needing one of each resource, which just makes them a little bit cheaper. And since I've done a lot of decorating, etc., that's been very helpful just to make it a little bit more doable. So yeah, definitely recommend installing those. And since I'm almost at the end of the current playthrough already anyway, I felt like it wasn't taking away from the game itself, and still upgrading, etc., still remains the same. So for survival, for the actual gameplay, it doesn't really affect that as much, which is quite nice. So yeah, I have added a new little addition right up there. It's a little shipwreck that I've been working on because I'm playing around with the idea of before you get to the lighthouse on top of the rocks, having a bunch of shipwrecks around the place. So here where I have my farms, you can now see there's a piece of a ship up on that hill. And then the hill behind it where I have the beacon, that's where I want to build the lighthouse eventually. So yeah, for now we already had the bridge, of course. We built that last time. We have this little, well, the back of a ship is stranded here on this rock. So just try to make it look a little bit destroyed, etc. And then we have the deck over here where you can walk onto. So I think I definitely want to add a few more pieces coming off this rock because I think that will help with the piratey vibe of the place before we add a nice lighthouse tower right on the top of that rock. And thanks to the extended bonfire, I can now easily build here without having to keep moving that bonfire around, which has definitely been very helpful. So yeah, for now it's just this little back of the ship as well as this mast that kind of fell down into the mountain side here. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a fun little way to play around with adding more of those. So for now, I've just built this. I probably will do more, and then I'll show you the recording of me building them if you want to do something similar. But I've kind of just winged this first one, but I quite like the addition. I think I would like to have a front of the ship sticking out over there somewhere just for, yeah, added decoration around the town. So yeah, over here you can see this is now where my bonfire currently lives, and it reaches all of the different places that I have, which is really, really nice. I added a few extra things here to the streets, mostly lights to bring a little bit more life under this passageway that we have for the tavern. And yeah, that kind of is all I've been up to. But the main thing, of course, is the interior for the tavern that I've now completed. Most of that I've recorded, so I will show you that at the end of this video, so you can follow along if you want to do so. But first, let's take a closer look at the tavern and everything that I've added. I'm quite happy with the way that it's turned out, and it's definitely adding a bunch of life to the place. So yeah, we can enter through the main door here and we can go up into the tavern itself, or we can go into the storage, and in the storage you will instantly see lots of little goods around everywhere because of course lots of drinks are needed, lots of food, etc. is stored here. So this is kind of the storage for the tavern itself with a bunch of different goods. And then the room here off to the side is the kitchen where, well, the cook is actually here, so we can see him hanging out. I've actually placed the cooking pot inside of the fireplace to make it look a little bit more realistic, and you can see all of the little details that I added here to really make this room come to life, including actually this marketplace, because I thought it kind of looks like she's just here to help with preparing all of the different ingredients. So yeah, just added a little marketplace in here and a bunch of different details just to make sure that this feels very much alive. I like how crowded and how small this kitchen area is, because I think that helps making it feel like a proper lived-in place. So yeah, we have plenty of different little details there to bring that kitchen to life. But then if we follow up these stairs, we get into the main tavern itself, so we can see the tables being laden with goods, with food and drinks all around us. We have a bar on the wall there as well. Of course, we have access to our balcony here. We have the bar itself here with a nice little crocodile at the top of it, and of course more drinks and food all around the place. And then we have a few different tables all over the tavern here, just to bring more life and more details to it, including the best one right here at the front, of course. But yeah, it was a really fun project trying to bring this to life, adding all the little details in there everywhere. Was definitely nice to do now that I've unlocked more and more of the interior options, including these little ships, which are definitely a nice one. I still haven't completed the game completely, so still probably some more little things to unlock here and there, but for now I think I did a pretty nice job with the interior of the tavern, and I'm definitely happy that I waited until I unlocked a bit more of the decorative options. I also made these kind of like carpets with using the different floor materials, which I think is quite nice, just to add a little bit more to these rooms. Then this is like the communal bedroom, so there's a bunch of beds here. This is the cheapest room for rent here in the tavern, which is also just a very simple design, but I mean, you have to have a bunch of room, of course, in here. And then we have a bunch of smaller rooms here, so we just have a normal bed and some storage. This one actually has the storage all the way over at the end there because of the fireplace coming up. And then we have another little room in here with some storage. Those nice ships are definitely a really fun way to decorate, and that makes up for this layer of the build. And then all the way at the top we have another pretty nice room here with some places to sit, read and work. The fireplace at the top here too, and then another little carpet before we have like the most expensive room here at the top, which is the biggest room, of course, with yeah, decent sizable room for rent that looks quite nice and has its own private balcony out over the port. So definitely the best one in town if you're looking for a room. That's not all, of course, because this is connected to the side building. I think this is all what I recorded, and then I almost forgot about the side building, but I did do it in the end. So yeah, we can go through here to the other side of the building where we have a few more tables for you to sit at. Of course, we have another little balcony here looking out over the port itself, and then just a couple of different places to sit at, to drink at, etc. And then all the way here at the top we have another cozy room here that is well, there's no door, that's the only thing, but still a pretty nice and sizable room, probably for someone that works here. And then down below we have more storage and a little bit of food prep right here, and of course another entrance back into the town. So yeah, definitely really brings the center of my town to life now that it has the interior, and with the extended bonfire, it's actually really cool to see some of the NPCs wander quite far from their actual homes, wander around the town and just kind of sit down in chairs, etc. It's really fun to see. I do hope they keep adding more NPCs later on, or maybe make your crew be able to get off the ship and wander around the town and maybe help you around with doing certain chores, because it would be really nice to add a bit more life that way. Either that, or I just need to make some friends, I guess, and have them play around in the same world. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way that the town is growing. It's feeling alive. It's starting to grow out over this part of the docks. Just need to kind of fill up this little loop. I have plans for a dry dock. I thought that was a really good suggestion someone made. I think that might be one of the builds that I do next. I really want to try and build the lighthouse before I go on a holiday pretty soon. So I'm trying to get all of the building done. That's another reason why I decided to install some of those mods, just to speed up the building process a little bit more. with the time that I have before I go on a holiday to try and do as much building here in the town as I can. But it's definitely starting to come together now. It's feeling more and more like a pirate town with every addition we make. So I hope you're enjoying the process. I hope you're enjoying the builds. And again, feel free to leave any suggestions you might have for additions down in the comments below. That's going to be it for today's video. But first, of course, we're going to dive into decorating the tavern itself. And there we go. That was it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and feel free to leave your suggestions for future builds down in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. For now, goodbye.